There comes a time in your life where everybody seems to be making progress. It seems as though every single person within your vicinity has it all figured out. XYZ, whom you used to know in college, is now professionally playing basketball. This lady, whom you had some kind of relationship with, is a journalist, and XYZ, and this person, and every single person you know, all of a sudden is making progress, and you're left behind. Most times, this can be a consequence of two reasons. The first, the reaping of the seed sowed previously. More on that later. The second, as a consequence of process. And I guarantee you, in today's day and age of insanity, it's not the second. So the first, reaping an abundance of negative seed sown. I've taught it in this house that decisions has consequences, and the consequences has already been pre-programmed. If I walk to the summit of this building and I jump, I would fall. So the consequence that honors that decision jump is falling. Why am I not falling? I've not made the decision that activates the consequence. And unfortunately, in today's day and age of insanity, people prefer to pick consequences, which is on how it not work. Unfortunately, that's how it doesn't work. We pick decisions and consequences are a byproduct. You are not at liberty to handpick a certain consequences. Picking the consequences or outcome you want can be a decision. This is the kind of consequence I want to see in my life, but that would only remain at the realm of thought except you engage by faith. The decisions. You can decide as an individual to become an outstanding medical practitioner. That would only remain mere wish unless you engage the decisions that makes that your reality. I'm having a little bit of cold here. My apologies. Anyways, you're reaping the abundance of negative seeds soon. But that's not the nucleus of our discussion. The focus of today is how young people see themselves in difficult positions and the actions they take in those difficult positions. When you're lost and it appears as though every single person has it all figured out, you have every tendency to gravitate towards distraction. Distraction in and of itself leads to hedonism. Hedonism is the father of all kinds of components, being women, drugs, alcohol, parties. The list goes on. And for a while, that might solve the problem. Unfortunately, it's a temporary fix because humans are first purposeful beings, then moral beings. Moral in the sense you can distinguish between right from wrong. You know inherently what is right and what is wrong. You can haul all the logic of Socrates, you can delude yourself, but between you and I, you have a definite understanding of what is right and what is wrong. I've said it countless times and I'll use this analogy for illustration purposes. If you murdered someone, once vindicated and absolved from all charges, part of you is going to go, I murdered someone. Well, it was out of self-defense. No. Someone is no longer present on the earth because of me. This has nothing to do with stoicism or discipline, mental fortitude. It has nothing to do with that. but your conscience, your ability to distinguish right from wrong, keeps hammering on the fact that what you did was wrong. For the readers in the comment section who would try and portray their phony sanctimony, well, are you suggesting that she should be killed? No, my friend. Whether or not is right or wrong is not the discourse of tonight's teaching. The point we are trying to highlight is the fact your conscience troubles you. The fact that the question is debatable already points its hand to the answer. If you open a door or if you drink water, is it debatable why you shouldn't do it? Exactly, you know it's right intuitively, and I refrain from plumbering into nuanced answer because you just get degenerate and more degeneracy, because degeneracy leads to degeneracy. And I made this quote in my private network. Some guy walked up to me, my friend. He said, I've been with this lady your way. Oh, really? Immediately, I let her go. Flew her back to her country. The next day, the guy walks up to me and says, where's XYZ? I haven't seen her. Maybe that's because I've flown her back to her country. Then he asked, why did you do that? You said you've been with her, yes? Exactly. But I'm yet to see the logical correlation between what I said and your actions. Then I said to him, my friend, degeneracy leads to degeneracy. Yeah, we slept with the same girl. It evolves to sleeping with my ex, then my girlfriend, then my wife. So degeneracy leads to degeneracy. There are billions of women on this earth, and if we have to share the same bed, it's only a matter of time before it evolves to something that ultimately disrupts the friendship. So bear with me. I'm having trouble breathing because of the cold. Anyways, degeneracy leads to degeneracy, and you can look at it from the opposite standpoint, that the micro leads to the macro. If you go to the gym, exercise well, learn how to speak, be interesting, it just keeps getting better and better. That's how this thing works. So as a young man or young woman, naturally you get to the point where the tendency to gravitate towards escapism and peer pressure is very high. The reason I gave you the point of morality is to tie it into the fact that every single time you whisper the secret code, or you're in a party, or you're doing some degenerate thing, or you're smoking weed, deep down with the cravings of your soul, you know this is not the best use of my time, this is not the best consciousness of my existence, there is something else to do, there's something I've been put on this earth to fulfill, there's something I should do with my time other than this. You know intuitively this is not the best thing to do. And your persistent engagement in that vice is understandable, because where do you go from here? What do you do? The path seems more of a mountain than a path. So the best thing to do in that situation is to start. Starting is inevitably the best move. whether you have no idea. And yes, the destination might not be in the horizon. You might not see how these actions ladder up to gold, how reading a book would make you successful in the long term. But my friend, I guarantee you, if you can persist in that activity, you'll be fine. Fine. The pure solution for this problem is to find purpose. What makes you get out of bed? What were you put on this earth for? Enjoying degeneracy is in the similitude of when Gideon in the Bible was in hiding after God had prophesied he would be a mighty man. Because of the limitation coming from a background where he was the least child, the least of his father's house, and all of these limitations associated with him, his father's house was the least of their tribe, and he went into hiding. Suddenly, the angel of God descended and said, Gideon, O mighty man of valor, why are you in hiding? The same thing, you mighty painter, you mighty entrepreneur, you mighty businessman, you mighty software engineer, why are you hiding? And I know a bit about talent and being unique. Once you discover your purpose, you're happy, you're excited, you want to show the world what you have and what you can do. Unfortunately, it attracts envy, dissensions, hate, all of this unforeseen negativity, and you're forced to crawl in like a ball to stop showing your talent, displaying your gifts, leading to conformity if you like. Understand the aspect. Understand the aspect of talent, but talent isn't enough. The politics involved with talent is something you should understand. Behold, I have sent you as sheep unto wolves. If you do not understand the laws of the jungle, you would get eaten. The Prime Minister, or the head of the Treasury Department, I believe, of Louis XIV of France, was passed up for promotion. What had happened? Was he beginning to fall out of favor? What did he do wrong? Is the king upset with me? He decided to throw the most elaborate party that France has ever witnessed in an attempt to ingratiate himself back with the king. An elaborate party indeed. It was the best in France. He had Da Vinci of blessed memory devised some mechanical lion that shot bubbles from his mouth. There were chefs instructed to prepare meals that had never been seen before. And when the king arrived, he was happy. Once the night was over, indeed, every single aristocrat that threaded that party agreed it was one of the best in France. But something happened the next day that caused a wild sensation across the public. The Prime Minister was arrested on some trumped-up charge. He was accused of theft from the treasury, as a consequence banished into 30 years of imprisonment. Why is this the case? It was later discovered that it was on the orders of Louis XIV that he was arrested, because he inevitably took away the spotlight from an insecure king. The charges were trumped up, devised by him to rid himself of a man who had inadvertently caused his insecurity. The point I'm trying to highlight is talent isn't enough. You must understand politics. You must understand how to engage with people when your leader is insecure, when the superior, his tendencies, and how not to upset him. Immediately, Louis XIV revealed his desire by employing someone else, I can't recall his name, who was more boring, less creative, and a miser to fill that position. You must know when to step back. You must know when to be silent. You must know when to speak, and you'll be fine. So finding your purpose isn't enough. Understanding politics is. As always, my friends, a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.